The highlights so far, I'm a GI oncologist, so I can't speak to anything else. The potentially practice-changing studies that were presented, but both of them, where we will change our practice, but we still have questions. The first one was Atomic, which was in MSI-H colon cancer. So it's about 3% of metastatic disease, but actually up to 10% of patients with stage 3 and earlier stages. And we know that on one hand, those patients do better. We also know that they're actually more resistant to adjuvant chemotherapy and chemotherapy in general. So the Atomic trial was a large cooperative group funded, showing how important the NCI and funding of research is, and from the federal government. And that was chemotherapy plus or minus a PD-L1, Atezolizumab. And what they showed was about a 10% improvement that was, across the curve. So about a 10% improvement in relapse-free survival. And I think that will be the standard of care. It was generally well tolerated. We all, as oncologists, we all know about immune-related adverse events, but it seemed to be very well tolerated. The question for the future and the problem is these trials take huge numbers of patients and a long period of time to do. So may not have designed the trial exactly the same way, but we're sort of stuck with what was designed, 10 years ago or so. So one is that we know from the recently updated, including here at ASCO, the CheckMate 8HW trial that was presented at ASCO GI by Thierry Andre and updated by Heinz-Josef Lenz here, that patients actually who recurrent have metastatic disease can do really well for a long period of time, and we're even almost thinking about the cure word for them, so you can salvage patients, and that was with Nivolumab and Ipilimumab. The second is that there's data, as Dr. Chalabi, who was the discussant, presented, that preoperative immunotherapy is incredibly effective, and you only need a couple doses, and most of those patients have pathologic complete response. So that is practice changing, but I think there's going to be a lot of, there are going to be a lot more studies to follow that may be able to optimize this.